I don't know how many years on this earth I got left. I'm gonna get real weird with it.
Hello my darlings, and welcome to Get Real Weird With It, where I read weird, alternative, fringe, or just less mainstream books. Today we're starting with You May Now Fail to Destroy Me. There is no ISBN on this book, so I cannot log it. It is not on Goodreads. The only site that has it is Library Thing, which I do have an account with, but I don't use anymore. So this book was gifted to me by Jack Skelly. It is a collection of 30 short stories and also some essays, and they are centered around American writers writing about their most dangerous beliefs. I think that is the intended theme of the book. I'm holding it up because, there's no picture online for me to save. Because there are 30 different stories, essays in this book, I'm not going to talk about them as a whole. Overall, my average rating for this did end up being a 2.75, but I will tell you about two of the stories that I liked in this. So one of them is by Jack Skelly. It's sort of an excerpt from Myth Labs series. Oh my God. Myth Labs Theories of Plastic Love. And it is called Das Neurokapital, and it is a hypersexed, theory-drunk, Disney decoding fever dream about capitalism, ego death, and the apocalypse of the algorithm, all before the TikTok alarm clock hits midnight, baby. It's intellectually feral, spiritually horny, politically chaotic, linguistically acrobatic, and just grotesque, ecstatic, and deliberately excessive. Can technology, a prosthetic of language, outrun its own metastatic urban wildfires? An oxymoron. When they flare everywhere? Can a planet kickstart or GoFundMe its own space and time travel? The next piece that I liked from this collection was Glossolalia by Sam Gaglio. This was a personal essay / political commentary. And it was a reflective essay that was weaving childhood, language, Italo Calvino, and literature into a warning about how fascism grows and how ordinary people resist it. Maybe resistance isn't heroic. It's just persistent, annoying, everyday defiance. It's possibly also vandalizing Teslas with embarrassing stickers for democracy. I felt like, a lot of the essays were obviously American-centric, and a lot of the fictional pieces mentioned religion. But that was You May Now Fail to Destroy Me. The next book I picked up was I gave this a 3.5 stars. This is a sci-fi alien erotica, and it is about a xenobiologist who is kidnapped by a giant gentle tree man, giant alien on an alien world, who then eats some funky mycelium and quickly comes to develop feelings for her kidnapper. Viridios is this very cozy but primal monster romance with a sci-fi twist. It leans into the tension of captor versus protector, Stockholm syndrome, but also has some tenderness, curiosity, and mutual vulnerability. The main themes in this were of otherness and empathy, colonization versus conservation, trust across species, and captivity versus chosen belonging. As you can tell with my 3.5 rating, overall I enjoyed it. This is an erotica, so therefore it's rated on its own metric system. So the main character in this, I love that she was 38 and in STEM, love to see it. However, she used the phrase fuck a duck way too many times. Too many times. Babes, pick another phrase. The book itself was very easy to read. It was rather humorous. It was very sweet. There was interesting world building, so I really was into learning about the planet's flora and fauna. However, the romance was kind of insta-love. It was kind of insta-love for me, but I think that's just because of its short page count. The sex, I would say, is M-rated, so it wasn't as steamy as I was expecting. The giant tree dude is a virgin, but his vines hit all the right spots. Also, his secretions taste like nectar, and hopefully she doesn't get hay fever when he pollinizes her. There was also another little alien creature in this, a little blue dude, and I really wanted to know more about him and his species. So there were so many things that intrigued me, and I wish we could have learned more. I think you would like this book if you have ever looked at an ant and thought, Mama needs that wood. Or if you like Polly Pockets. Similar films and books, clearly Beauty and the Beast, Avatar, Tarzan, Groot, and The Morning Wood Tree. The next book I picked up was Cleaner by Jess, Shannon. So this was a queer, tragi-comedy, weird girl litfic, and it's about an overeducated, underemployed artist who spirals into obsession, desire, and identity confusion when she starts cleaning for and falling for a woman with a boyfriend. So our main character did everything right. She got a degree, she had ambition, she had artistic dreams, guys, but it all culminated in her scrubbing toilets for a living. One day, whilst on the job cleaning the bathroom in an art gallery, she meets Isabella. Glamorous, successful, emotionally chaotic, and she immediately decides, yes, I will debase myself for this woman. Soon, she's cleaning Isabella's luxury apartment, lurking in her rich girl ecosystem and slowly absorbing her life like a sponge. And for a while, the three of them coexist happily until Isabella disappears. However, our main character, whilst she's concerned, decides to stay, and Isabella's previous life now becomes her life. The narrator, our main character, is messy, but she's also observant and a little morally questionable. The main themes in this are of labor and invisibility, identity and performance, obsession versus love, and art and authenticity. What really makes someone a real artist? I will read a page for you so you can see the writing style of this. Isabella smiled again, told me that her name was Isabella, and asked if I wanted a line. Sure. I knelt down. She pushed the page towards me, and I loomed over this image of myself like God, my very own personal God, pervy, autosexual God. My gaze refocused. I didn't love what I saw on the page, but that's what made me like it more. It was only a sketch. She'd missed out my face, half of one of my arms, but somehow caught the tilt in my head and the awkwardness of my posture that I'd always hated in photographs. I was simultaneously flattered and hurt to see so much of myself, enamored and heartbroken in equal measure. So I rather enjoy this. I gave it a 4 stars. I will say though, there are no chapters. This is a continuous stream of consciousness without dialogue quotations, which normally is my kryptonite. But this for me was strangely addicting to read because the main character is so random that I just had no idea where this was going. She really did feel to me like a pigeon, because even if they're doomed to fail at building a nest, they're just doing their best, even if their best is never quite enough. I will say, however, I don't love that this ends abruptly. It just does. I think you would like this book if you like sad, drifting, slightly delusional female characters, and if you like characters making questionable life choices. Similar books and films to this: Milk-Fed, Big Swiss, Worry, My Year of Rest and Relaxation, Fleabag, Open Wide. It's that weird girl litfic genre. So those were all of the books that I read for this Get Real Weird With It reading vlog. Let me sum them up for you. So I read You May Now Fail to Destroy Me, which I gave a 2.75. Come At Me Bro. Viridios by L.A. Holloway, which I gave 3.5. She was supposed to study the ecosystem, not bang it. And my favorite read of this reading vlog and the book that inspired today's makeup was Cleaner by Jess, Shannon, which I gave 4 stars. She might be a cleaner, but she messy as fuck. I was going to say, let me know down below if you would snort coke off a picture of yourself in a bathroom with a stranger, but I don't want to call anybody out online on the internet. And I also don't want to say, let me know if you would bang a tree, because once again, it's probably getting a bit too personal. But if you had to have relations with a tree-like creature, would you choose an ant or Groot? Until next time, stay weird, Star Child.
We are the weirdos, mister.